noises. Start making noise. Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Everyone Podcast, the podcast open to everyone, especially my co-host who took a bullet for me so I don't have to. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the Everyone Podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Guy. Say hello, Mr. Guy.
Hello, Mr. Guy. Hello, Luke. And hello to the listeners. And we will explain that. I do live in America, but I didn't take a literal bullet. So it's okay. I'm okay, everybody. But, I know that could be the case over here. You never know where they're going to come flying from. But yeah, man, we just had to do an emergency Never Realm because we were planning on doing something else. And that just wasn't going to work. I promise. And so, here we are doing a Never Realm, and we haven't done one in a while, and a bunch of news broke like right after we stopped recording, like literally like moments after we stopped recording. Some big news, New Japan news broke, so we figured we'd come on and talk about it a little bit.
Yes, it is. Wow, Wrestle Kingdom. There's no Gino and no Kevin Kelly. Yeah.
I'm bummed out about Gino big time. It does not surprise me that they announced the Kevin Kelly. It's like he got an official, let's read it. It says, "Thank you for supporting New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kevin Kelly, who has been the English voice of New Japan broadcast since King of Pro Wrestling 2015, has departed New Japan Pro Wrestling to pursue outside opportunities. Kevin was originally planning to join the English broadcast of Wrestle Kingdom 18 on January 4th, but will be unable to attend due to family commitments. New Japan Pro Wrestling joins fans in their gratitude for the work Kevin has done to grow the English-speaking audience for New Japan and for countless memorable calls over the years. We wish Kevin the very best in his future, period. No endeavors. No endeavors."
No endeavors. Ouch. That's
good.
scathing.
The endeavors is a fuck you. So
what are the family commitments? Is his AEW family?
No, I think he just wants to be home for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Which,
that would be
fair
nice.
enough,
Yeah.
Not mad at you.
Well, I mean, you could leave after Christmas. It doesn't start till the New Year. Maybe he wants a New Year's party for or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I know that
maybe he's got a bond again with that son that apparently he doesn't like much. the Wato son.
I guess we've been talking about it. If you go back to an episode a year ago and just listen to it, you'll probably hear us talking about how Kevin Kelly's kind of checked out, and we were never mad at him then. I'm not mad at him now. People are like freaking out that Kevin Kelly left. And it's like, I'm mad that I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed he won't be there to call one last Wrestle Kingdom. But at the same time, I feel like that he was kind of done, man. He didn't, the love was gone, so I get it.
Guy likes his family more. I can't blame him for that at
all. Yeah, that's fair.
He's done a few years there. It's, I guess it's a lot easier just to fly to sub-state. Hey, is that the dude?
It is, and he just fell over. He always falls over. He's right here, just blurred out of camera for those watching on YouTube, which there are a few. Thank you. And I got the dude here, and he's got the the Kahlua drink, the White Russian there in his hand. He's got a beverage, man.
I like some of the pops, right? They have stands on them. His stand, if he needed one, should have been like a rug.
Yeah. I mean, it tied the room together, right?
It did.
I love that movie, by the way. And I love the Coen brothers just in general. Like, I don't think there's any of those movies that they have put out that I don't like or love. And I know we're getting off subject right away, but that's NeverRealm. And I just want to say the new season of Fargo comes out like next week. And that is Coen Brothers related because it's like a TV show set in the world of Fargo. And it is fucking awesome. And there's been 4 seasons. 5th season comes out next week. You should watch it. It's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, I feel like that's a show I should have watched already, and I haven't. But I'll get there. Right now, I'm kind of gearing up for Doctor Who's 60th anniversary by just watching lots of it. Yeah. So there is that, and I've kind of got Bosch Legacy piling up, I know Reach is coming out soon.
Oh my God, that's in December. You got a little ways.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I'm hyper fixated on Doctor Who, and it's like rah, and New Japan really. Like, give me some New Japan.
What's
Oh,
your
something like
favorite era of Doctor Who?
it's Peter Davison's run. He's Doctor Number 5. That's
Okay.
only it's I think it's the first era I saw from complete from start to finish. So it's always got a soft spot.
That's not 70s like
Early 80s.
hair gag. Okay. I just remember seeing the guy with the big fro. That's the guy that I remember.
That's number 3. That's John Pertwee. So after him is the dude with the scarf,
Okay.
who you might recognize if you saw him, and then Peter Davison. He's number 5.
Okay.
So I like him.
There are 4 lights, but there's 5 doctors.
That's right.
So actually, it's infinite, right?
It is now, yeah, with the Timeless Children. But I won't get into that. It's way too nerdy.
Is it a multiverse thing, just like everything else
No.
in the fucking planet? Good.
They have toyed with parallel universes sometimes, but it's very rare. They don't have a really big. No, it's not like that.
Okay. You know, I do have some breaking news for you, Luke.
Ooh.
I was in communication with a certain wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling today. It was, in fact, where's he at here? It was Oscar Loeb. So on Instagram, that thing that you're all over, but you didn't see this for some reason, you're on delayed gram. That's what this is.
That's right.
That's right. Delayed gram is hilarious. He saw the Marvels with his buddy Nakashima, and I said, "How bad was it?" And he responded, "Honestly, really enjoyed it. Give it a try." Upside down smiley face, which I don't know what that means. So it's like the smiley face is the wrong way. So, but it's not sad face. So that's probably the middle finger from kids, like kids nowadays. That's what you do. But anyway, I responded to him. I think that hanging with a best friend like Nakashima probably makes every movie better, right? And he has not responded yet, but I know what his answer is going to be. So,
well, what's his answer going to be? Tell me.
Yes.
Oh,
the answer is going to be yes, and this time there'll be a smiley face after it, but it'll be right set up.
I'm used to young lions just hating each other and just beating each other up. It's kind of nice to see a couple of young lion bros.
I know. Ren Narita and Shota Umino could learn a thing or two from Oscar Loeb and fucking Broken Arm Young Lion.
That's right, man. I saw a tweetie by Jarrell Nelson where he stated how absolutely devastated he is that he and Royce Isaacs were not chosen for World Tag League. And we mentioned it on the show how, like, there you guys, you want to promote your strong? Put your strong dudes on the World Tag League. I know it's not. I know it's not a big deal for us because we don't really care about World Tag League that much, but I would have been really happy to see them. Like,
it would have been nice. They are characters that can be developed. There's lots of characters in New Japan that have been developed for many, many years, and there's no, like, you know, I'm interested in what they do next, but it's not going to be new. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not mad at them. It'd be nice to get some new characters, which we have, but, like, you know, more new characters. I wouldn't be mad, you know, to kind of see their characters develop a little bit.
Also, they work for your company, and they're right there.
Yeah, right there in California.
Like they must train there. They obviously work hard. We look forward to seeing them when they're on, and you and I usually make fun of the strong guys. So,
well, it's like every strong guy was usually just this angry person. I'm mad. Even the baby faces. I'm mad too. I don't even know why, and they're all just mad, running around being mad guys. I sure am the mad. Look out. And that is not a wrestling character. Mad guy. That is not, that cannot be a wrestling character because it's just, there's nowhere to go with it. It has no legs. So.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed that they're not. Seeing that tweet was like, just, aw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I know what.
if I were them, I'd be looking at other opportunities, and apparently they've already been booked on Ring of Honor, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame them at all. Good. They deserve to have a bit of TV time. I don't know. This would have been I don't get it. We got to have the agony gates instead. Got to have Atlantis Jr.
And Soberano. Well, Luke, what is one of your favorite memories of Kevin Kelly and his career in New Japan Pro Wrestling over the past 8 years?
I would say what he did for me, because I jumped in 2017. So my first regularly watched New Japan. I decided not to watch a random show on YouTube or matches to see if I liked it. No, I decided if I was going to check it out, I was going to jump right in the deep end. So the G1 Climax, what 2017? I can't remember what number that is. G1. It's Naito wins. He beats Kenny Omega in the main event and in the last match. And what he did for me, Kevin Kelly, was just introduce me to all the wrestlers. Like, all right, here's Tanahashi. He's like New Japan's ace. He's like he's the best. He carried New Japan on his back when they were down, right? And then all these other wrestlers telling me their stories, things I've missed, who they are, what they're like. So he was a big part of that.
Yeah,
What
he
about
was
you?
definitely informative to new. I mean, they said it in the little farewell thing from New Japan. That pretty much summed it up. Like he has done a lot to, bring New Japan to English speaking audience all over the world, and that's pretty cool, man. Um, thank you for asking. But my
I
favorite,
did.
well, that's why I'm thanking you.
Oh,
So,
cool.
my favorite things about Kevin Kelly that I can remember are his time with Don Callis. I mean, when Don Callis was there and it was him and Don Callis, it was, in my opinion, there were times it was just as good as Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain. It was that same dynamic, and I really enjoyed it. And that is some of my favorite shit. I think wrestling was the hottest it's ever been at that time, as well, as far as New Japan. I don't,
2017, I'd
yeah,
say
I
so.
don't know that
Yeah.
New Japan's really like eclipsed that yet, as far as how hot they were around that time. And so, those are my favorite memories, is that kind of stuff. Because when I first started watching New Japan, there was no English commentary. So it was just, every once in a while you might get, like on Wrestle Kingdom, they started doing it after like 2015, I think. But other than that, it was just guess what's going on. Try to figure it out from context clues, which is my favorite thing about New Japan, is figuring out what's going on. So like, I have a bittersweet feeling about English commentary at all, or commentary for that matter. Everybody knows I kind of just don't like it at all. So I kind of like, I appreciate it, but like,
Mr. Andy wants everyone to shut the fuck up. He's watching the wrestling. That
yeah.
includes you on commentary. Shut up.
Have you ever been to a show where they pump the commentary like live to the audience?
Oh, God. No, I have not. That's got to be infuriating.
That is bad news right there.
Get a whole bunch of drunk people, a few beers in, and you're still hearing that? Oh, that motherfucker's getting beat up.
All of the JCW shows, the Insane Clown Posse, all of their shows are like that. It's like they'll be like, "Oh, I fucking botched it. Oh, what a fucking jabroni." They're just like, it's terrible. It's really bad. And Kevin Kelly, at times I'm not a big fan necessarily of all of his choices. Like the Destino, oh, oof, woof. You know what I mean?
I like the torpedo call, though.
Yeah,
Torpedo!
that was cool, I guess. But I mean, like, my favorite like Kevin Kelly
Rainmaker!
stuff would be like when he like was in Ring of Honor, doing Ring of Honor with Steve Corino, and it was like super kick, super kick, super kick, and then all of a sudden he just switched it to super kick, and I don't like it anymore.
Well, I think that protects his voice better than because doing that during a
Whatever.
Young Bucks match, that's like a drinking game. Have a sip every time you see a super kick in a Young Bucks
Yeah,
match,
it was
and
so
that's gonna fuck
funny,
his
man.
voice up.
It's so funny though. There's a way to do it without hurting your voice. I mean, all those fucking like scream like metal guys, man, they do that shit every night. No problem. There's a skill to it. You could say "Shabaka" without destroying your voice. I mean, Joey Styles, total elimination.
Maybe Kevin Kelly needs to take up smoking for about 10 years.
Yeah.
That'll do
Yeah, start burning heaters.
it.
What I'm talking about.
Then you can get that Honma Ton Waits kind of voice happening.
Hanma, he's the best. Well, okay. Well, then, like, Luke, the reason why we were going to record tonight and why we ended up recording is because us two, we covered on the Road Home from Wrestling podcast the movies The Expendables. And I kind of don't even, I was trying to think the other day, how is that even related to wrestling? And I think it's because Terry Crews is in it, and he was in wrestling sorta one time. And I was thinking about that while I was watching Expendables, which is what the movie's called. That's what it's called. There's EXP4ND Bulls, Expendables. So Expendables 4 came out. And I was like, oh, we got to review that. So I watched it the other day, and we were planning on reviewing that. And it is just, there's nothing there, man. There's nothing there. There's no gold to be mined. In fact, it's just so generic that I'm like watching it halfway through. I'm like, so what? How is this related to wrestling? Trying to pick apart how to get out of doing it. It's not good.
I feel like I made it easy for you because I didn't watch it last night when I planned to. I was like, you know what? Because of time changing the times and stuff, I record a little bit later in the day with Andy now rather than, not long after I've woken up. And I thought, I got heaps of time. I'll just, it's only an hour and 45. Easy. I can just do it then. And Andy's like, hey, have you watched it yet? No, don't bother. So there's the bullet that Mr. Andy took for me. So what is worse than everyone loves a good movie. Everyone loves to talk about a bad movie. What's the worst kind of movie? A fucking boring movie. So apparently it was really boring, and we're not doing it. So we're just going to talk shit on Neverell instead.
So we were going to do that, yeah, and that's why we're here. But I mean, can I tell you about one scene?
Yeah.
The only scene. There was one scene in the movie that is like really funny. Now, spoilers for Expendables 4, okay? But
sorry, Expendables fans, but if you haven't seen it yet.
So there's a big long action sequence at the beginning. It involves driving around in mounted fucking like machine gun mounted trucks. There's machine guns mounted on trucks, and they're driving around doing that shit. And it sounds awesome. It's not. And then Barney which is Sylvester Stallone, he gets shot down. It's so funny. He drops the trucks off, and he's gonna fly around. So he's flying around in the Expendables plane, with the skull on it and all that shit. He's got his ring on, no Gil Hibben knife, but he gets shot down, and the plane explodes, right? So they walk over. The Expendables are like, "Oh fuck, he's dead," and they walk over, and in the cockpit is just a fucking just absolutely burnt to crisp corpse. It is hilarious. And that's yeah.
Was he legit dead?
Well, you gotta watch the movie to find out. You think they'd kill Sylvester Stallone in the Expendables? Maybe they will.
Like 75 years old. I think it's time to pass the torch.
He's the star.
I don't know. I like.
So who's he gonna pass the torch to? 50 Cent?
Oh, is he in that? Oh, cool.
I got no problem with him, but he's real bad in it. Is he going to pass it on to Megan Fox, who is now an Expendable?
Really?
Noted 80s action star Megan Fox.
What? I didn't see her in that. She's not even in any of the good Transformers movies. The best one's the animated one. Everyone knows that.
in the last movie, I think it was the bad guy was like JCVD, and it was ridiculous, and it was awesome, and that's what you want, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
who's
this,
left? No one
so
wants Steven Seagal. Like, no one
no,
wants him.
I mean it'd be funny, but he'll never lose a fight in a
No.
movie. So,
Have you ever done a deep dive on him on the YouTubes? It is just
oh,
like
it's
mind blowing.
wonderful. Have you ever seen him play guitar?
He is just, man, that guy's a character and a half.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
You know?
a gigantic one. He's a bigger piece of shit than Bono is in South Park.
If you think, Hulk Hogan's bad, like Steven Seagal is like the worst as far as like backstage bullshit and like stuff. You should, yeah. There's amazing shit out there. You're right, Luke. It's great.
Wasn't there that one story where he follows direction to the letter and then he walks off the set and like right off the boat into the ocean?
It's because he didn't want to go over the scene. They're like, "You want to practice the scene once?" He's like, "No, I got it." And they're like, "Okay, fuck you then." Walks right out the door into the ocean. Tremendous.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, that's just insane. Look, there is another bit of wrestling news that Mr. Oh, there's two.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get rid of the one that Andy cares the least about first, and that is Kota Ibushi has signed with All Elite Wrestling, which is no surprise because he's best friends with Kenny Omega. But I also won't be surprised if in like, I don't know, in the future, he'll realize, oh, my contract is for how long? Nah, that's boring. And start making fun of Tony Khan's mother or something. And, and some... he'll just go, hey Kenny, Tony Khan asking Kenny, hey, what did he say? And Kenny's like, you're the best. I love working here. Nothing. Yeah, but there's that. But did we mention it on air, or am I so enamored with gardening supplies that I forgot we did it? But the King of Pro Wrestling match, have we done it?
We haven't gotten there yet. I would like to comment on Kota Ibushi.
So, all right.
Yeah, so someone I love and respect, who is arguably in the pro wrestling business, sent me a message this morning, and it is video of Kota Ibushi driving around on a bicycle, touching people with a pipe, much like Steven Seagal touches his students and they go flying, and he's doing that, and he takes a sweet lariat from Brian Cage, I think.
Yeah,
and it says, the message, caption reads, "I don't know if these are the high-profile matches people were hoping for Kota Ibushi once he came to the States."
Well, he's insane. Like, I also saw in that same match, that match was awesome. It was like this kind of street fight match. Doesn't matter. But Kyle Fletcher pile drives him through tables, through a table that's set up on top of chairs. I'm just like, Kota Ibushi, obviously like, oh, I've just signed a contract. Oh, but I want a holiday. Put me through the fucking chair tables right now. Man.
Yeah.
Remember when he wanted to put over the hidden blade, and so he fucking backed into that shit, and he got a concussion?
He is definitely a wild man, and I think it's so interesting to see that these are the things he wants to do, because I don't think he'd be doing any of that stuff if he didn't want to do it. And how straight-laced he had to be in New Japan. You know what I mean? I get it. I get, he's not a straight-laced type of dude as far as like, he's a wild, crazy person that wants to do whatever the fuck they want. So now he's in a place that he can do that. But is that good, for the viewing audience? I guess you'll tell me all about it, I'm sure.
I'm sure. They've also announced a round-robin tournament in AEW. So that's interesting. Bryan Danielson will be in it.
What?
So, yeah, he's going to be in the tournament. I'm like, look, I like the idea of him in a round robin tournament. Obviously, I wish it was the G1, but be safe, Mr. Bryan. I know it's your last year of like full-time wrestling, but I don't need to see you every week because I know you get hurt a lot, and don't do that. Is
I
that
mean,
weird to say? Like, yes, I
no.
want to see you wrestle and do awesome matches. Yes, but please don't die.
We want you to make it to Wrestle Kingdom. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, damn. I think that it wasn't that long ago somebody had asked him about being in the G1, and he said it would be irresponsible to be in the G1. Like, here's another crazy person, Daniel Bryanson. Brian Danielson, whatever. He is also a crazy person.
yes, he is
So
indeed.
you got to be a wrestler at
They
that
haven't
point.
announced anyone else for the tournament yet, but I do know that there are some New Japan Pro Wrestling wrestlers that are not really in World Tag League.
Mr. Brett.
Yeah, yeah, but they need
He'd lose every match.
every match. Will he be wrestling guys I'd love to see him face? Yeah, but I can handle the odd match where I see him and I'm like, all right, I know he's losing, but hey, it's a Mr. Bread match, let's do it. But to see like 8 in a row, I don't want to do that. It's like watching Doki lose every match in the Best of Super Juniors or something.
I thought you were saying Aiden Rowe, and I was like, I don't even know who that is. He said 8 in a row. That's
8 in a
awesome.
row. Yeah, so no one else has been announced for it, but I don't know, maybe Tanahashi. Hey, I do believe Zack Sabre Jr. isn't in
Yeah, but
New Japan right now. Maybe they'll put Ospreay in it.
I mean, the Wrestle Kingdom's coming up. Why are we doing? That's why World Tag League is here. Because Wrestle Kingdom's coming up. Let's do some tag matches, bro. Come on, you know what I mean? That's why this is here. So like
let's have a month of taking it easy because it's Christmas time, and then we'll let it all hang out for Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, I agree. But
I'm sure
that's us as viewers. Whereas them, they're just like, oh, I'm not in World Tag League. I should get booked. And it's like El Desperado's like, yeah, I know I got to do the best of the Super Juniors, but I'm going to do this death match like the week before.
He's having surgery, he said, to fix something. But he'll be back for the Wrestle Kingdoms, he swears. So that's basically like, I'm not practicing this week, boys, but I'll be there starting,
That's good. He just look. Take care of yourself, Despy. He's had a big year.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty intense year. Yeah, so he deserves a bit of time off and some surgery and relaxation. That'd be good.
He's like hanging out with Watto. That was probably the most stressful part of his year.
Maybe he jarred his arm at one point for throwing away that T-shirt so many times or something. I don't know.
Threw his arm out of socket. Throwing the T-shirt in the crowd. I like that. That's pretty funny. All right, Luke. Fireworks Factory. Go for it.
All right. So tonight, people might listen to this after the show, but who cares? It is Taichi here to reclaim his King of Pro Wrestling title and hopefully be the King of Pro Wrestling for 2023 and now and forever versus Show, that fucking asshole. I'd love to hate him. He's amazing. I love House of Torture. So the stipulations were put out, and the stipulations were all House of Torture stipulations, right? So only they could give options. So there were 4. Evil wanted a lumberjack strap match. I feel like, come on, Evil, we've done that. Dick Togo wanted a 2-on-1 handicap match. Well, that's
it is anyway.
It's going to be that anyway, Dick Togo. So all right. Yujiro wanted a special weapons officer match, and what is he fucking like bazookas and shit? What's he talking about? Also, Yujiro could have had the best option of all time, and no one's voting for Yujiro. So like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And
unless it was like Peter dances match.
Yeah.
And which is like there's no match. Peter just dances. And Taichi wins.
I know they'll never do that because, as you said, New Japan has a element of straight-lacedness about it. But I would love it if, like, this match actually was a Falls Count Anywhere match, and it took place in a House of Torture. But that wasn't one of the options, and they'll never do anything crazy like that. But the winner was Yoshinobu Kanemaru. His suggestion of him being the special guest referee for the match which is the option chosen. And I have to admit, in terms of story and all that kind of stuff, Yoshinobu Kanemaru refereeing a match against his old team and to help House of Torture win is an awesome story.
It's
And
gonna be great.
it's going to be fucking awesome. And I expect Yoshinobu Kanemaru to take some kind of chump bump. So, by the way, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, not only will he be the special guest referee for the bout, in addition, Taichi is forbidden from using the dangerous backdrop, Black Mephisto, the Tenshi Jujiho, and the sumo techniques. Sho is forbidden from using his signature moves of the shooting star press, phoenix splash, double rotation moonsault press, and any system sambo techniques. Furthermore, the loser is forbidden to ever wrestle in Yamagata again.
It's a loser leaves town match too.
Oh my god, this is fuck. I didn't see that paragraph until I got it up on World, and I didn't know that extra stuff with Show is. As soon as I read signature moves, I was like, all right, here we go. The shooting star press, the fucking double rotation moonsault press.
Double moonsault. Hilarious. Hilarious. He's like, yep, not going to do that one in this match. Sorry. I want to put some stipulations on myself to make it fair. And so I'm not allowed to do the double moonsault. That's hilarious.
This is fucking amazing. I think it's a one-match card tonight. But, no, there's a Honma special 6-man against the Dream Team as well I'm looking forward to. So there is that. But that's going to be Just Five Guys versus House of Torture has been an amazing story for me this whole year. I've loved it.
Man, I didn't realize that show was so soon. We're just going to turn right around and record again in a couple days. Lots of Never Open podcasts for everybody to look at and listen to. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I didn't realize that was so soon. I'll probably get up like an hour into it or something like that because it starts at fucking 4:30 a.m. of course.
Yeah,
for me, so good times to start a wrestling show 4:30 a.m.
Yeah, that is awesome. What time is it for me? You don't want to know what time it is for me.
Yeah, like 6 p.m. or something like that.
8:30 in the evening.
Oh, that's perfect timing, right?
It is pretty good. So I can maybe squeeze in some Doctor Who before.
See? Couple quick episodes. Okay, so what video game were you playing?
Well, I'm really boring. I haven't really changed my video games that much since the last time we spoke. So I'm still playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005.
Oh, that's a tremendous
game. It's my chill out game while I listen to podcasts and music. And
Word.
Don't have to think. I know it backwards. It's just a really good time. And also still playing Knights of the Old Republic 2 with Charity. We've been a little busy, so we haven't had as much game time as we wished, but it's pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, man. I wonder if I can get Battlefront 2 on a PS5. I wonder if I can do that. Anyway, just kidding. I wonder if I can get it on there. I'm sure I can, because I'd love to play that again. Battlefront 1 I liked a lot. And then Battlefront 2 was fun because you could get in the vehicles and they're pretty much worthless, but they're just there, But
the spaceship battles are insane.
Those are fun, right? Yeah. I like that. I played the shit out of that game too. That's one of the FPSs that I've ever felt that I really loved. I like what's the cartoon game that I like to play? It's like Borderlands. I like those games too. But goddamn, something I didn't notice till I got older. Man, you want to hear some old man shit? It is so colorful and so strong as far as the saturation and everything with it that playing that game over time, your eyes really start to hurt, and you're just kind of your eyes get tired real quick with that game.
It's like staring at the sun.
Yes, but the sun is really fun to play. It's like that. So.
Holy moly. All right. So we can always have a chit chat afterwards if we wish, but how about we do a wrestler diary?
Yeah.
We got a bit of a backlog, and not everyone listens to these Never Realms, but we do diaries on these anyway.
The important people listen.
So. That's right. So
They love
Jay.
us for our warts and all.
That's right. Jay sends us all these wrestler diaries, so I have a bit of a backlog, which is pretty cool. Actually, the backlog's running low. We've got 2 left after the one I'm going to read. Calling Jay.
Yeah, you have to send us at least. We have to have like 18 of them in there, or Luke feels anxiety that there aren't enough. But then he starts to feel anxiety that there's 18 in there, and he starts to try and bust out 2 an episode and shit.
That is true. He's just read my mind. In fact, get out of my mind. That's exactly my thought process. Yes.
Great.
All right. It is, I'm pretty sure the first. Oh, no, it's episode 322. Never mind. But it's the first one we've read. It is Tetsuya Naito. It's episode 322. Los Ingobernables de Japón is what it's called. And there is a photo with some kind of view. Photo looks like it was taken in the 70s.
Naito in the 70s, he'd fit right in. His collars would be the widest collars anyone had ever seen. His boots would be the shiniest and the pointiest, man. Man, you think your snaggletooth necklace is cool? I mean, his medallion beats your snaggletooth necklace. So just imagine.
His jewelry is a lot better than mine. I can't say jewelry. What is the
jewelry?
You say it.
Jewelry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope he doesn't say that 100 times in his diary entry right now.
What about the word brewery? How's
brewery?
That?
Brewery.
But that word is
I'm a fucking Aussie pisshead. I can say brewery.
Yeah, brewery. But like
out of the fucking brewery.
I've always thought that word is so funny because it's like it reminds me of the rural juror thing, Bob Law.
Rural juror.
It reminds me of that. It's kind of a mouthful when you're drunk. And where do you go to get drunk? The brewery. Hey, brewery. I gotta leave this brewery.
What was rural juror from?
I think Arrested Development. I think
you might be right. I can't remember that. I love that gag. But anyway, let's go. It's Naito's diary. Apparently, it's really long, so I guess strap in. I'm not sober when I read this as well, everyone. Current location, Koshin Stadium. After such a long tour, there's a lot of in brackets in this, but after a long tour, road to destruction, and a flying visit to the UK, I now have a short amount of time off. However, a new tour is already starting tomorrow, October 21st, at the Kumagaya Municipal Gymnasium. I will be participating in the first and second shows before leaving the USA, and then the final show in Osaka, which is an irregular schedule. There's lots of things in brackets there. Man, he's put the dates and times of every fucking place he's going to because he's a wrestler and he goes, hey, come and see me. That's what he's doing right here.
Wrestler. He's fucking Naito.
It's fucking Naito. Hey, I'm going to be at these. And you're reading this diary and you're just like, I can go to there. And he might just be fucking walking out of the curtains going, hey, I'm here. Oh, you're just hanging out with my boy, Teton.
That's right. Teton, he's Naito's friend.
That's right. Now we can chant the whole show because Naito's been here. Fucking hell. You can't put him on too early because you don't want that to be weird, but you want to put him on like a little early so everyone's going to be hot for the rest of the show. Like that's how it's kind of been working. I only just got over my jet lag from the UK and now I have to go to Las Vegas. Well, I tend to live like a jet lagged person anyway, so maybe this is good for me. It's not. It's not that great. I hate jet lag. Before the pandemic, I used to go overseas frequently. This time, I decided not to exchange currency and kept my cash in yen. So I left Japan and entered the UK without worrying about picking up British currency, pounds sterling. I left Japan on the morning of 13th of October and arrived in the UK on the evening, Friday, the 13th of October. From there, I drive about 2 hours and I finally arrived at the hotel 18 hours after taking off from Haneda Airport. I arrived at the hotel around 1900, but I was already so sleepy that I went straight to Dreamland. End of first day of UK expedition. All right. Have you ever found yourself, you know what? This Marco Polo guy sounds really interesting and thought, because I used to own his travels in book, thinking like, man, I would love to read his travels. That would sound good. I quit after 20 pages because On this date, I went here and saw this. On this date, I went here and I saw this. On this date, I went here and I saw this for fucking 200 pages. This is Naito's diary.
Yeah.
He's got military time. It's like exact time, exact everything. Everything's like, man, precise.
I mean,
Holy shit.
Grado Collins was similar to this as well. Like where he was giving us a report of his daily activities. You know what I mean? This is kind of like the same kind of thing. It's interesting. Naito's
Yeah.
very organized.
He's
I
very
wouldn't have thought
organized.
that, you know.
He looks after his feet too, as you know, Mr. Guy. Old man shoes. That's
yeah,
right.
he's got the straps.
Yeah. Waking up the next day, I felt like I had a great night's sleep and woke up feeling great. I slowly get up and look at my phone. It's past 4 p.m. Oh no, the show's about to start. I leapt out of bed and any sense of drowsiness left me immediately. Turns out I hadn't set my smartphone clock to the UK and I was still just 8 a.m. on Saturday morning in London. I was really surprised and my heart was pounding. It definitely shortened my lifespan. Don't say that. I immediately connected to the internet and watched a professional baseball climax series game 1 Hiroshima Toyo Cup versus Yokohama DNA Basers.
He's running late, so he turns the game on?
Dude, it's Naito.
Oh,
you think he's going to arrive early? Have you seen his entrances?
That's fair. He's like, oh shit, I'm late. That just took time off my life.
Naito's on the TV. Cody, do you want a drink? I'll go get us a fucking glass of wine or something. Maybe go to the toilet. Maybe cook a fucking meal. Maybe wash the dishes. Come back. Oh, he hasn't even taken his pants off in the ring. You know? So, yeah, I can imagine him making fucking bookers and promoters sweat by him turning up 2 hours late going, hey, how's it going, guys? Like a cat. He's like a cat.
I thought Hiromu was a cat.
Like
no.
he's big brother cat, see?
Yeah, okay.
Because they're big brothers, right? So we watched the baseball game. I watched the Carp win the game and immediately went back to bed. Oh my God. I woke up just before noon UK time. I'm glad that wasn't wrestling show night. All right.
You know.
I woke up just before noon UK time. I hadn't eaten anything since arriving in the UK. So I went for a walk to a nearby Subway. When I go abroad, I eat Subway almost every meal. It's really a lifesaver. Gracias. Thank you, Subway.
It's gross, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. Naito.
But here's where the problem started. I can't use British pounds. I can't use the British pounds I had on me. This country, the UK, has a very strict system where the banknote design changes frequently and old notes cannot be used unless they are exchanged for new notes. Moreover, old notes can only be exchanged for new notes at the Bank of England, a system that makes foreigners cry. I only had old notes, so I paid with my credit card, which I happened to have with me at the time.
Nice.
Oh, good. Always probably
not really a big deal then, is it?
Yeah. If I hadn't gone to Subway with my credit card, I wouldn't have been able to pay at all. It was a close shave. Man, you're exciting, Naito. At this time, I bought 2 footlongs, large loaves of bread.
No.
I like how he has to explain everything. And 1 pizza toast from a nearby supermarket.
Okay.
In the end, this was the only food I ate during my 3 days in the UK. I headed back to my hotel, and a little later, I left for the venue and my match. After the game, oh, fuck me. All right, so he's telling me all the stuff leading up to the game, and now we're cutting straight to after the game.
Yeah. No, he don't want to talk about what happens.
No one wants to talk about the game.
So he said a phrase that was just fantastic. It reminded me so much of the Japanese translated Google reviews. He said that the bank where you exchange the currency is a system that makes foreigners cry. I bet you the toilet is also bad, for sure.
His diary is not what I expected and kind of nice. I like it. After the game, I went back to the hotel and took a short nap. Then I watched a professional baseball game, Climax Series Game 2, Hiroshima Toyo Cup versus Yokohama. DNA Baystars. On the internet, again, yes, I watched the game with my very hungry stomach. Incidentally, I watched this game with very mixed feelings. The first stage of the Climax Series is won by the team that wins. The best 2 out of 3 games. In other words, if the Hiroshima Toyo Cup win this game, they will advance to the final stage of the Climax Series. I have a ticket for Game 3 of the Climax Series at Mazda Stadium. Well, there are various things that have to happen. One, the Hiroshima Toyo Cup has to lose today's game, game 2. The flight from London arrives at Haneda Airport and leaves earlier than scheduled. 3, the connection to the domestic flight Haneda Airport to Hiroshima Airport goes well. 4, take a taxi from Hiroshima Airport to Mazda Stadium, probably arriving at around 8:30, equals just before the end of the game. I can only watch this game if all these conditions are met, especially one. I was watching the game online with very mixed feelings. In the end, the Hiroshima Toyo Cup won the game, Climax Series Game 2. I should be happy that we're going to advance to the final stage of the Climax Series, but my ticket for the sold-out third game of the Climax Series is now worth nothing more than a piece of paper. I had very mixed feelings. Lol. After this, I hurriedly cancelled my plane ticket from Haneda Airport to Hiroshima Airport and also cancelled my hotel in Hiroshima. My plan to go straight to Hiroshima to cheer for the Hiroshima Toyo Cup on my return trip to the UK was shattered. I had brought my Hiroshima Toyo Cup uniform with me to the UK for this purpose. In the end, my flight home the next day landed later than scheduled and at Haneda Airport. So even if I had planned to go to Mazda Stadium, I would have missed my connection and not been able to watch the game after all. Tetsuya Naito returned safely to Japan after the match he was hoping to lose and was still defested in spectacular fashion.
Defested?
Yeah, defested. Defeated in spectacular fashion, I guess.
Man.
Still, I really want to watch a Hiroshima Toyo Cup game. Oh shit! Do you have to write out Hiroshima Toyo Cup every time? Call them the fucking Carps! I'm sick of reading Hiroshima Toyo Cups. Just say Carps. What? You don't need to bloat the fucking thing in this. Naito, you're
names.
Naito. If you just wrote a paragraph and just went, bish bash bosh done, your fans would have been, I know a paragraph's worth of Naito shit. That's all you need. Oh, he writes like a 19th century novelist.
He does.
Or like Marco Polo diarist or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. All right.
A little long-winded in comparison. But yeah, the teams over there, they're called 3 names. The first is the location, the company that sponsors the team, and then the team's name.
Just call them the Carps. With jet lag still lingering, I went to Koshin Stadium yesterday, Thursday, to watch the second game of the final stage of the Climax Series. Results? Don't talk to me about it. The Hiroshima Toyo Carps record this year is now 14 wins, 16 losses, and 2 draws. When Naito goes to the games, they lose. So maybe don't go to the games? I'm sure there's a few people out there saying that. Incidentally, I appeared on Nippon Broadcasting System radio the other day because I love professional baseball. No fucking shit. Does it sound like I'm ordering a pizza? Of course, I appeared as a representative of the Hiroshima Toyo Carps fans. I hardly talked about professional wrestling, instead, mostly about the Hiroshima Toyo Cup for about 30 minutes. Please listen to it when you have time. There's a link. And it also says, with an asterisk under it, Naito appears at around 1 hour and 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Just so you know, he knows you just want to skip to the Naito bit. So, like, he's helping us out. He's Tetsuya Naito, right? If I liked baseball as much as he did, I'd probably do that.
Yeah, it would be cool to read this if I was a big Carps fan. You know what I mean? Or if I was big into the G1 climax of baseball or whatever they got going on over there.
That's right. By the way, those 2 hosts, the 2 knights, I have never met them before, but they are very easy to talk to. Of course, I figured they'd be good at it, but they were able to converse normally with me, a complete stranger, so I figured they must be professionals. I was completely in the palm of their hands. Radio sure is interesting. When I was in junior high school, I used to listen to the Nippon Broadcasting System late at night. Unlike television, information only comes in through your ears. I think there are, never heard of documentaries? I think there are a lot of people who listen to the radio as background music while on the move, especially yo. But for those who listen intently and seriously, I think it's a game of how much you can get the audience to imagine things in their heads. And then you can take the story further and expand their imagination. He'd really like Doctor Who audio dramas, I think.
He'd like our podcast, I think.
That's right.
Because we
he can watch it on video. But instead, if he wants to retain everything that we've said, obviously he's going to go to the Spotify or wherever else that you get this podcast. There's Podbean,
because
all your podcast catch things. Get it.
The Never Open Podcast is a system that makes foreigners cry. His diary is a system that makes this foreigner cry. I'll tell you that much. I mean, this is.
Am I reading a fucking diary or an audio?
This is
What's going on?
It's like the whole diary. You know what I mean? Like, when does he have time to write all this down?
This is probably why he's been a while between entries. Maybe.
I mean, damn.
I think it's a great technique. Listening to info. This time though, I was just a guest on the show talking about the Hiroshima Toyo Cup. I'm not sure what I wanted to talk about. Anyway, in short, I want to go and brag to Hanawa-san from the Knights about the Hiroshima Toyo Cup winning the Japanese championship. Well, a new tour starts tomorrow. My opponent for 4th of January 2024 Tokyo Dome tournament has been decided. So how can I put pressure on myself from here? What? You want me to talk about my opponent, Sanada? Well, I punched him first in the ring in the UK on Saturday, 14th of October. Sanada made no comment backstage that day. Can't you even have motivational chat without the other wrestlers? Sanada, as the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion and the last man to enter the Tokyo Dome. Let's see what you're made of. Cabron! Oh my God, it's over.
Yeah. See, amigo. Jeez, that was something else. I mean, he told us a lot of information. We learned a little too much information about his sports fandom and the inner workings of the schedule of the Carps.
We know how his brain works. He's very organizational. He makes sure to inform the the readers of this diary, of the shows he's been to. So if you missed it, you can go check those shows out. And the shows he's going to appear on, complete with dates in brackets all the time, just so you know where he's been and where he's going, just in case you're a Naito fan and you haven't seen that Naito for that night or whatever. So he's a salesman that way. He's definitely a wrestler for sure.
And that is a babyface diary too. Because like really heel Naito would have been like, "You want me to talk about Sanada? No, Cabron." That would have been it. He wouldn't have said anything. But he's babyface, so.
Yeah. Well, he is the most over guy in New Japan. I'm sure that got a lot of reads. I'm sure people were losing their minds over it. I would have loved to have read that with my inside voice, but that does not make for good podcasting, does it? Instead, I felt like I read an audiobook.
Yeah, it was kind of long. Maybe it'd be a little while before we check in with Naito again. You know what I mean? Just saying. I think we heard enough for a while. I'm very interested about Great Khan. I'm always interested to hear Yo or Goto's diaries. Those are classics. And
Master Wato.
Master Wato, I was going to say, kind of want to hear what he's up to these days. Especially, there's got to be one about his hair. Come on, man. There's got to be one about his hair. I want to hear about it.
Have we done Doki Diaries? I saw a link for a Doki Diary on the Tweety the other day, and I was like, have we read a Doki Diary?
No, we've never wrote a Doki Diary. Wow.
I would ghostwrite for Doki for sure. You said we never wrote it. I know you missaid, but I would definitely ghostwrite for you, Doki.
Well, why don't you do that and send it?
I'd be like Doki Batman. It's like I would just like my fantasy dream book Batman stories. I would just piss him off. Boom, there's Doki. The joke is fucked. Suplex de la Luna on the top of Wayne Tower or something. Yeah. That'd be, oh my God.
They flip on the way down and he lands right on top of him. You're dead. I think that Doki in the new ninja costume would be pretty cool, running around with a sword. And like the Ninja Turtles are like, they at first they think he's an enemy, but no, he's like just a cool, badass babyface character. Now. So now he hangs out with the Ninja Turtles in the sewer where he feels very much at home. And they kill foot soldiers together.
I want all of this fanfic, and like I don't know, Doctor Who, he's in trouble, like needs some help. Doki travels to TARDIS, going in time and space.
He's got the
luring a fucking Cyberman or some shit.
He's got the hypersonic pole, right?
That's right. Doctor's like, I got a sonic screwdriver, and Doki's like, shit, hold my beer. Sonic super pole right here.
Shit with the pole.
Whack it. Whack-a-mole with the Daleks and stuff, man.
How cool would this be?
All of my worlds.
How cool would this be? So you're playing Battlefront 2, right? Oh no, you're on Hoth. It's cold there. You need something special to take out the forces of the Empire. And guess what? Fucking Doki spawns, and he's got a lightsaber pole that he's running around hitting motherfuckers with it.
Dude, that would be gnarly. And I guess just to round it all out, Doki for captain of a Klingon bird of prey.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Got the Klingon makeup up top, but he's still got the Doki mask on. And it's like, Kubla!
I was thinking, like, he's a renegade, obviously. You know, he's like a renegade Klingon. And he turns out that, like, you know, maybe he's, you remember Worf's, like, woman that he had his child with or whatever?
Kayla.
Yeah,
Kayla, yeah.
he calls her his woman. That's why I said that. But anyway.
Yeah, he does.
It's kind of weird. But anyway, it's Kayla's brother, right? You know, and Kayla's brother shows up. What's he look like? It's fucking Doki. You know?
Oh my. Are there any? Man, we've just written fanfic for pretty much any nerdy universe that you guys can think of.
Yeah. New season of Fargo's coming out. You know what I mean?
You're playing Red Dead Redemption and you're thinking of like robbing the train and like, hey, maybe you need to get a whole crew together to help you rob this train. And there's Doki, boom, right there.
Doki could help for sure.
And he's got the silk pants on, but he's got like 6 shooters and he's like, yeah.
a lot of throwing knives too. You know what I mean? Maybe a bow and arrow. Maybe Doki has a bow and arrow, right? You know, that's what I'm saying. That'd be pretty cool.
Doki rules.
Yeah, he's definitely like insertable into any fan fiction. You know, I think that one place where he actually might have been at home, but except for the mediocre part, is if he was to join the Expendables. You know what I mean? I would love that. But, you know, this new movie was supposed to have...
Pole.
Yeah, it's... it would be Gil Hiven Pole was great. Yeah. It looks the same. It just says Gil Hiven on it, and it's shinier. But anyway, and more fragile. But anyway, I would love for him to show up in that movie, especially this one, because one of the problems with this movie too, Luke, that is just like, what is that they have the bad guy is the guy from The Raid, right? And he's awesome, but he's not an actor. And they make him act, and he barely does kung fu until the very end, right? He does kung fu at the very end, and he does a lot of it, but it's at the very end. And who is the other like kung fu guy in the movie? It's Tony Jaa, who is another just absolutely incredible. Do they fight each other? Nope.
What?
Nope. They don't fight each other. And really, Tony Jaa, like here's the problem: the action is filmed so like chopped up that it's not good kung fu, really. Like at any point, it's not good kung fu because they chop it up, and it's like Tony Jaa is in a movie with a bad kung fu scene, and I'm like, that's bad.
That's really bad.
Doki get in there, fucking do his Doki bomb, take both of them out, chop their heads off with a sword, and they go
rack him and rack him.
That's right. He'll pick them both up, suplex De La Luna to both of them, fucking stand them up. You know, put a stick that holds them up, daybreak both of them at the same time.
You don't hire them to act. You hire them to be like, you're silent whoop ass dude. You know, it's like having them act like and be serious characters would be like having TJP do a promo on your American pay-per-view show.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing? No, I don't know.
It's real bad. Yeah. You know, and that stuff you're thinking, oh, that should be cool. It's not. And it's not in a way that's like, it makes you mad. It's just in a way that's like, well, that's not cool. What else is going on? Something else? I don't want to deal with this. So yeah, bad movie, man. And not in the way that's fun. But anyway.
Yeah. That's a shame because I really love bad cheese. I really do.
It's just cheese, you know.
It's moldy cheese.
It is.
It's moldy. Cheese.
It's stank cheese, Luke.
Stank cheese, yep. Things are stinkier if you change it from stink to stank. It's just that one extra. It's like the 11 of stink. Hey, Hama forever. There we go.
That's true.
He's dropping a nugget right there.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's for the viewing audience on YouTube, if you're listening, fuck off. I mean, we love you. What am I saying?
Yeah,
I love
sorry,
all of
Naito.
you.
We're not going to describe that, so you're not going to retain that information.
Yeah, Naito. Tell that to your friends, you know?
Put that on in the background. Oh my goodness. Oh, half that diary, Naito, and perfect. It's kind of
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah.
maybe like a third, you know, I'm thinking. But you know,
Yes.
it was real long. Didn't need all that. But at the same time, it was fun. We learned a lot about him. We burned up some time, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. We were wondering, what do we talk about on Neverrealm? Don't worry, I've got this Naito diary. That's a fucking holy shit. All right, so before we start wrapping up, Mr. Guy, what I am going to do, because we got news like not long after our last episode came out, so I'm just going to click the news thing.
Just to make sure, right?
And yeah, just to double check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got to all of it. But yeah, I mean, I'm sad to see Kevin Kelly go. But at the same time, he's been gone. And he did a great job. It's time to move on.
Like, here's the one. There's one more exciting thing. The new Young Lions will be in the kickoffs to World Tag League. And I can't help but feel a little bit more interested in that.
We talked about that on the last episode. So
yeah, but just repeating, we got Shoma Kato, who's Japanese commentary. So they talk really fast. I don't always catch names, but
it's the best. I love it.
I know you do, because you can't understand it, so you don't feel like it intrudes on your New Japan viewing.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, where'd I put it? Oh, it's down here. All right, Mr. Guy.
That's me.
Unless there is anything that you would like to add.
Who dey?
In Mr. Bread, we trust.
All right, Mr. Bread. Stop.